Embedded in this group are those who have taken credit for what happened in Egypt. Okay, we've got Google, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, and I've underlined some of the interesting folks who are part of this. I think what we've heard is that it's spontaneous. Let me tell you, this group met in 2008 in New York City. They met in 2009 in Mexico. They met in 2010 in London. This was not spontaneous. So I guess my question is, do you think that the chaos is limited to just Egypt and Syria and Jordan and Lebanon and whatever? I want you to think about India and China and Russia and Madison, Wisconsin and Columbus. The chaos is everywhere. And a lot of these folks are involved in all of it. One of the major folks up there is the Center for American Progress. Our friend George is involved. Okay. In connecting some of the dots, a lot of the folks here happen to be Muslim. Forgive me, I'm going to start a little bit about Muslim and try to connect some of the dots. There are some things going on in the U.S. you might want to know about. The American Bar Association, the Executive Committee, is looking at opposing any law that any state comes out opposing Sharia law. Our own ABA Association is looking at that. There's an imam wants to come here from the UK to petition in front of the White House demanding Sharia law. There's a lawsuit that originated in Dearborn, Michigan. You may have heard some of the Protestant folks that were attending a Muslim festival, and they were on public highway or public streets, public sidewalk. They got arrested for disturbing the peace. When they were put in jail, one of the policemen said, "We're with you. We know that there is Sharia law going on inside of Dearborn." So there's a lawsuit going on that. A Saudi student in Texas just this week. Did you know that there have been 10,000 Saudi students come into the U.S. since 9/11? 10,000. Okay, now what can we do? I guess what I would like to say, maybe a little bit in your face this morning, a lot of folks come here to be informed, but what do you do? Do you call your senator? Do you email your representative? Do you contact someone on S5 in Columbus? How about the earmarks in Washington? Did you hear that they're starting to relabel them as special projects? Okay, so contact your rep, contact your senator, get involved. I guess what I'm challenging you to do is get off the chair and get out and email, write, call, write a letter to your editor in the paper, and get involved. Don't just come here to be entertained. Okay, with that, I'll be glad to discuss any one of these up here. I've got a little bio on every single organization that's on that chart. So if you want to take a look at it later, I'll be glad to talk about it. Thank you.
A couple other items I've got on my agenda is Tuesday, March 1st, we're going to have another meeting to try to fill up the precinct committee slots, vacancies that are available in Medina County. Any people interested in working on that or filling a slot, please get in touch, let us know. March 3rd, Thursday, we're going to start planning for the Tax Day Tea Party that will be out in Medina Square. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I've heard that. That's unfortunate, but any organization that's interested in participating, it's pretty much open at this point.
They're going to have a lot of politicians rather than anyone scheduled to speak yet.
This is the planning meeting.
Right, this is a planning meeting for it. Right. No.
In the paper, it was somebody else had already taken it.
We rented it.
No, but they said that there was somebody else that took it over
This is in
ahead
the
of you.
paper.
Under your name, under the Tea Party name. It was in the newspaper.
Yeah, but that's not McFan. The other Tea Party group is saying somebody else, which is McFan.
Right.
The group they're
McFan.
saying took it is
Is
McFan.
McFan.
It's us.
The other,
Well, they didn't, the way it read in the paper, it was another group.
right, because they're not us. They're the Tea Party group. We're
Right.
McFan. We are the other group.
Right. There isn't a monopoly on
There's a great misunderstanding then about it.
Yeah, but we're McFan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
we took it, yeah.
I think Chuck has his hand up.
Well, yeah, the complaint that the Tea Party Patriots have, and the reason that they put forth for not wanting to participate is that we are having politicians speak. And they feel that would be some kind of a violation of their tax exempt status or whatever.
Politicians
yet-
spoke last time.
When you look at their annual convention, their group's annual convention in Arizona, and their list of speakers, it is 80% politicians. So I find a little problem with their reason for not wanting to participate.
Okay, we should probably suspend this discussion until that first evening, March 3rd. That'd probably be the right time to take it up. Just as an aside, I can't think of anybody better to speak to us about what's going on in Columbus than Bill Batchelder or Larry Oboff, our new senator. Although we have not even given them an invitation yet. We may or may not, depending on what we come up with in the planning meeting. Yeah.
This is a change of subject. There's a rummage sale going on in the next room, and we have a table in there, so if anybody wants to wander through and spend some money, it will be fine. And Easter's coming, and I brought all the candy up to the veterans for Valentine's Day. So why don't we, if somebody could come up with an idea of what we could bring up there for Easter, it would be really nice to do something for the guys, okay?
Is it all guys or is there women?
There's women too, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Adorable.
Robert would like to say something, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. For those of you who don't know me, and David, thanks for recognizing my distant cousin there, I assume. He and I both have the same curse of having to live with a famous name, too famous for him. And I'm Rob Frost, the Cuyahoga County Republican Chairman, and thank you for welcoming me down here. Jim and Lisa, you guys are real leaders, and we see it. But all of you here in the room, you're leaders. You're leading by being here. And we stand on a precipice in this country and in this state. And I could go more into and talk to you about Senate Bill 5, but I wouldn't do it justice from what you just heard. Mark, a fabulous job, and thanks for bringing that information here. But I mean it. We sit on a precipice, and right here in Valley City, we're on that precipice. You know, look to the south. Young lady, you spoke a little bit earlier about getting Jim Renacci elected. And up to the north, Dennis Kucinich is the congressman. And what's this line running right through here? Betty Sutton. Now tell me, if there were a Cash for Clunkers program, and you could trade in Betty Sutton for a new congressman, do you want one more like Jim Renacci, or do you want one more like Dennis Kucinich? Well, look, as this year goes forward and we have redistricting, we may just have that chance. What you might see are a couple Congress members of Congress being put together. We don't know what way those lines are going to go. But I will tell you, Dennis Kucinich is even more dangerous than Betty Sutton. These unions are behind both of them. I could go into details on. I'll give you one example, if I may, and have just a moment. The Patriot Act vote. Look, I'm troubled by the Patriot Act. That we need something like that to protect us from attack. And I know that those who were there balanced as best they could, and it may be time to revisit that. And we need to make sure that we're not unnecessarily giving up our liberties And I know that someone like Dennis Kucinich, though, with the way that they look at it, and he's using that vote right now. You know, he was against the reauthorization of the Patriot Act. And he's using that to get to people who care about liberty, to try to pretend he's on their side. But one thing Dennis Kucinich doesn't understand and doesn't agree with is our constitutional protections are important, but we don't extend them to illegal immigrants and terrorists. And that's where he would go. And so if we need to revise that, and we need to pull back a little bit because we can have national security, that's the most important function of our national government. We need to have that security, and we need to balance that with our liberties. Let's do it honestly, not where we're giving away the store to illegals and to terrorists. And that's why Dennis Kucinich is even more important. And so I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll come down often. My son here, Gabriel, you can probably see him, he'd rather be playing hockey. He thought we were just going out to get a little breakfast and a haircut. But I'd love to come back. I'd love to see you all more, because each time today, what I've heard the conclusion be is, well, what can we do about it? What can we do? Well, listen, and Jim's just talked about it a little bit. I'm a Republican Party official, and I ask you all, many of you in the room may consider yourselves Republican. Many may not. Many may even consider yourselves Democrats, but you're troubled about where to go. Help us in the Republican Party. Help us be a better party. By your involvement, we will be better. And this is the crucial time. Local elections, party offices, and nominations for next year's important elections. By you getting involved now and helping the Republican Party make those decisions, the Medina County Party, Cuyahoga County Party, many of you may be from up there, or Lorain, the state party, the national party, and how we nominate a candidate for president. Our candidate for president is going to win. But this vibrant primary process that we're going to have, let's embrace it. We need to hear from all these candidates. There are a lot of good ones who want to get out there. Listen to them all, get involved, and then let's get one of them elected as the next president, and let's defeat Sherrod Brown. So thank you all for your attention.
Wow, we've had a couple great speakers today. Any other announcements? I think I'll just let it close on that strong note.
Yeah, Jim.
Nancy does?
Just,
Okay.
just from the legislative liaison, I'll since we're over time, I'll just do a Joe Friday and nothing but the facts here. Just a couple of the bills to bring to your attention. House Bill, these are all, it's in having hearings now. House Bill 61 is in its 4th hearing. It might pass. This is simply a comp bill saying that small businesses have the right to offer comp time instead of time and a half. That's all that they do. Senate Bill 9, and it's is for all-day kindergarten. That's going up for a possible vote as well. And that schools that have, a lot of schools that have asked for waivers because they can't afford to implement all-day kindergarten at this point. And this bill would allow them to actually charge if kids are going to do an all-day kindergarten. But it's actually mainly to give them a waiver that they don't have to do it if they don't. House Bill 45, that's allowing weapons in liquor establishment if the person isn't drinking. There's several abortion bills up for hearings this week. House Bill 63, 78, and 79. The heartbeat bill is 125. That one really doesn't have a great chance of passing. If it should, it would go in front of a court anyway. House Bill 115, and it's a company bill, Senate Bill 65, is to up the number of choices, the education choice scholarships. In other words, letting people choose their own schools instead of, it's to increase the number of those that are allowed to do school choice. I know some people have asked about the calamity days. I know for sure it passed one house. It doesn't look like it's going to have any problem passing, especially since what happened the other day. I know a lot of the kids are way over their 3 days, way over their 3 days. So anyway, just keep an eye on the House. There's a lot of hearings and a lot of votes coming up, so you might want to keep track of the ones that are important to you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy. Okay, one final announcement, March 12th, that's 2 weeks from today. Our guest speaker will be Mike Gonadakis, Executive Director of Ohio Right to Life. Thank you all for coming today. Feel free to stick around and socialize with friends. And we'll see you in a couple days. Oh, yeah,